Hey dear beloved, I'm Tanisha and welcome back to my channel. Guys, listen, I intended to do a Mother's Day video, but trust me, I was so busy. So busy. My hand was full. I went to church and the day just get away from me. And then yesterday, no, I was really tuning in to the speaker yesterday, and I was really pinpointing some things to personalize them in my life, to help strengthen my walk, and to deepen the connection between me and the Lord. And I wanted to just share in the moment. I was just so excited about sharing what the speaker was saying, especially this one thing that she was speaking on. She speak about many things. I write them down, but this one thing in particular. Yeah. So if I'm remembering correctly, the theme was from barrenness to fruitfulness. You hear that? From barrenness to fruitfulness. And I loved that it wasn't just speaking about being fruitful in the things that we want, like for ourselves, like our own dreams and vision for our life, but she was really speaking about the barrenness of our states as believers, as children of God, as child of God, even as a people. Because even as a people, most persons think, oh, you must be a Christian to do good, you must be a Christian to love, it's only Christians supposed to this or Christians supposed to that. But really and truly is that we all have been given salvation. Many of us choose not to answer to this call. Many of us choose not to accept Christ, but that doesn't mean that salvation wasn't given to you. So as much as it is my duty to bear good fruits, it is also your duty to bear good fruits. Because you cannot have prosperity, you cannot have fruitfulness, you cannot have an increase, really, if you're not that productive or mindful about your state mentally, about how you treat others and how you want others to treat you. So I really love that it wasn't just about the physical thing, but it was more about the spiritual things, the things that we need to grow in, the things that we need to be fruitful about. So it's from barrenness to fruitfulness. And what slapped me like in my face was when she spoke about the fig tree, that Jesus was passing the fig tree, the scripture. And she said that Jesus was hungry and he looked to the tree and then there was nothing on it, there was no fruit on it. And so he cursed the fruit. And she said that if we refuse to bear fruits for the Lord, then we too will be cursed, literally. And it's true. And then I'm like, and she went on, and I was like, many a times I personally say, when I recognize my fruit, that it is what my fruit, your fruit is a purpose, the fruit is the thing that you have been called to bear, to share. And sometimes when I see my fruit, I'm like, oh no, but I don't really want to, because I too am a relatively shy person. I don't really like to be seen. I don't like really to stand out. I don't like to say things, because a lot of person like to just be negative, and a lot of person love to like go back and forth, and I'm just really not up to any of those things. So I'm just a relatively just person. Sometimes if I have my opinion, I'll definitely keep it to myself. I'll keep my opinion to myself. Yeah, so I'm not really up for the debate thing. I'm really not up for the debate any at all. So, but it slapped me and it hit me because of this reason. Because of this reason, I'll always say, I don't really want to do it. In fact, I can't believe, I won't do it. I don't think I'm capable of it. And, the tree literally says, I'm not capable to bear fruit. Like, I don't know if perhaps other trees along the way had fruit, but this tree didn't have fruit. And I don't know what causes this tree to not have fruit, if it was a water issue, a drought issue, if there was a fire and part of it got burned. But the mere fact that it was planted there still alive, God expected it to have fruit. He expected it to have a fruit. And even so, she was saying, you and I, we are to bear fruit. If we don't bear fruit, then we will be considered good for nothing. Then we will be trodden down. You know the scripture, you know, it says we should abide in the vine. And you know, she was just going on, and it just speaks to me, and I was like, Tanisha. I know I'm out there and I'm out here, and I have a couple videos, yes, and a couple prayers and so forth. But to be honest, even though I have a social media platform, I believe a part of me is still in a hiding. A part of me still don't want to bear fruit, don't want to be seen as, you know, don't want to show the fruit that is in me. And so the message really hits me, and I'm like, God, I don't want to inherit a curse. I don't want to be cursed. I don't want to receive dryness or barrenness because I refuse to bear fruit for you, because I refuse to speak for you, because I refuse to be available to you and to be available to myself and what I want, because then the Lord will not allow me to have increase in the areas where I want to have increase. The Lord will not allow me to have a blessing in the areas where I want blessing. The Lord will not allow me to have breakthroughs in the areas that I want to have breakthroughs. So instead of a blessing, it would be a curse, any form of obstruction, repeated obstruction, lockdown, you know, shackles, they are curses. I know. So it gives me to say that many persons, you know, you're looking and you can be saying, oh, you know, probably somebody did this or somebody did that. But I also heard somebody say that it amazes her when you fall in obedience, that when you are living a submissive life to the Lord, an obedience life to the Lord, it will blow your mind how things will start to work out, even in your body, even in your health. And it was just so good. Like yesterday, I'm sure yesterday I had so much more to say regarding it, but trust me, it was really something, and it is something. And I'm gonna rewatch that thing, because as I said, there are so many things, so many pointers that I took from it. But it's like you cannot be in the presence of the Lord, cannot be in the presence of the Lord and say no. Like you cannot say no to the one who made you in what he's calling you to be, to become, because you're afraid, because you're insecure. Since he is the author and finisher of our faith, our creator, the one that knew us before we were even born, if he's calling you to something, I'm like, if he's calling me to something, as inadequate as I may feel, you know, with skill and with any profession at all, years, the more experience you have in it, the more practical you are about it, is the better you will be at it, you know. And even so with this, you know, I cannot be in the presence of God. I cannot be a tree planted by the rivers of water and not bear fruit for the Lord. And she went and she touched the fruits, you know, fruits of righteousness, the fruits of the Spirit, love, temperance, meekness, patience, long-suffering, you know. She did it. But I was like, Tanisha, you cannot not want to speak. You cannot, you know, you cannot be afraid. Like, be not afraid of their faces. I'm like, huh. Sometimes it's easy to get these backup scriptures in the spirit, but I'm like, oh God. But for real, I really received that word, and I'm like, I'm gonna bear fruit in my season, because she also talked about the season. I'm gonna bear fruit in this season. It's not gonna be easy, because it's gonna pull me way out of my comfort zone. But I'm willing to bear fruit in this season. I want to bear fruit in this season. I will bear fruit in this season, because, you know, it's that season where the Lord is saying, you know, too long have you like been limiting yourself, been holding back because of what you believe, because of what you're saying, and still you're not able to hear or to see my voice, my wisdom, my power. That I am truly an author. I'm a creator of good things. You know, I'm a giver of wisdom. I'm a giver of understanding. You know, I'm a way maker. Too long have you been saying there is no way to go forward. The children of Israel, they were even backed up at the Red Sea. And they were saying, you know, where would they go? But being the creator, being a provider, a way maker, he was able to say, you know, stretch forth the rod. And this is the faith that we should have, that I should have, you know, bearing fruit for the Lord. So, you know, the spur my strength there, beloved, as I wish to bear fruit for the Lord, you know, to glorify his name. and to just see my strength. Yeah, I want to see my strength. I want to see